FragWatch here. Today we have the ATK Blazing Sky F1 Leviathan edition. Pretty sweet little gaming mouse. Really enjoying it. I've played great with it. At this point I have 10 hours with this, and the direct comparison I want to make, let me move my head, man. My big old fat head's falling off the screen. Okay, maybe that's fixed. We'll just got pumped for the live stream yesterday. Okay, here we go. Back in the saddle. I'm gonna leave that in because I like that. I just like doing that. And the people who whine about that, deal with it. All right, where to start? The shape. If you've heard good things about the hit scan Hyperlight, they're like this. These are like, it's like, I don't want to say it outright, but like, these are clones of one another. Like, it feels like someone copied somebody else's homework. Like, hey, hit scanner, hey, ATK, what are you doing over there? Oh, yeah. This feels, so, the Leviathan, as you can see, they are like, I mean, these bad boys, down to the buttons, the switches, the wireless modes, like, the skates are different, the weight is slightly different, the balancing is slightly different, like, and when I say slightly, I mean like 1%, like very minuscule. But both, here's the thing though, both these mice are incredible. Like, wow, what a way to start to wrap up the year of reviews. I guess for me, 5 months of reviews, with a couple mice like this in the symmetrical mouse department. These are awesome, man. They both perform about even. The shapes, if you like this, you're gonna like this. If you like this, you're gonna like that. They have the same coating. Like, this one with the blue even is it's just a little bit smoother. I don't know whether that's because it loses some of the texture when they apply heat. I'm guessing they heat apply the paint. But yeah, I'll put the hit scan away for now. But this is like, they're the same mouse. They're the same mouse. One difference there is, like, this, the Leviathan, the ATK F1, sorry, keep calling it the Leviathan, that's the colorway. The F1 feels a little bit more full in the hand right here in comparison to the hit scan. The hit scan's going to feel a little bit more full in the hand right there. But when I look at them just side by side, let me see if I can get that same angle for you guys. Like, and it doesn't show it really well, but like, when you look at it, and when I was doing it with my Culpers, the calipers, sorry, Jesus, Culpers, it's early. I measured the hump to be the same, and I got the same sloping at like, this one feels like the hump is a little bit over here in hand. Maybe it's just my hands and the way I grip these just slightly different for some weird reason. I can't figure it out. This one feels like the hump's over here, halfway over from middle. This one feels like humps in the middle, the high points. Buttons feel the same. Yeah. I'll stop the comparisons and focus just on the F1 now, but they're the same mouse. Turn this off, give you guys some click noises here. And let me show you, there's no pre-travel. Like, I guess there's like maybe 1/4 of a millimeter, but you're getting as close to, I mean, it almost lets you build up speed to break through and actuate the trigger. I kind of like that. The bounce back force on the clicks is good. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to show you, these have like almost no pre-travel. These side buttons have no pre-travel. Mouse 1, mouse 2, less than a millimeter. But it's a nice pre-travel that doesn't feel wobbly or unstable and uneven. I actually kind of like it when there's just that little tiny minute amount of pre-travel before actuation, because it gives you a little bit of time to pick up speed and have your brain catch up with what your body's doing if you're in the zone, and make sure that's, what you're wanting to do is actuate that key, right? Or if you have like jitters, or you're moving the mouse button and you slam, see how it sounds like it's actuating? Because that pre-travel, it's not, and I kind of like that. So for arena shooters, or if you're resetting, and I do that. Like if you watch me live stream, like quick flicks, and it sounds like it's actuating, it's not. If it didn't have that little tiny bit of pre-travel, it might be. I don't know. I've had mice where when I slam for flick shots, or for flipping 360s rather, yeah, it sometimes that'll accidentally actuate. Here's some click noises for y'all. This is like, I think it's just the way the reverberation in the inner chamber is. The reverberation in the inner chamber sounds like some church thing. The mouse 5 and mouse 4 echo differently in the mouse. I think it's cool. They just sound different when they actuate. Well, listen, it's mouse 5, mouse 4. I dig that. I like it when the tactile noises between buttons. It's different. It gives you a nice audio cue on what you're hearing. And people think that doesn't make a difference, right? But it doesn't. It lets off a vibration up your hands that, like, it communicates with your body. When a mouse is communicating with your body in tactile feedback or vibrational or audio cues, that's a great thing. I like that. Yeah, and that's more handy when I don't have, headphones on the desktop, or, helps all that process go faster. And people overlook those little tiny aspects of a mouse. Let's move on to the skates. Okay, skates are stock and standard. If I remember correctly, you do have to install the skates, which I like. I have a thing where I suck at installing the ring around the sensor. So I wish companies would install that for me. I wish that would come pre-installed, because everyone wants that on. And it's kind of a critical, part of the structure of the mouse, and the balancing and providing stability to the sensor, which is very important. However, I do like these, the top-bottom skates, the primary skates, being up to the user to decide how they want their skates, and if they want the company's stock skates or use their own. And having that option right out of the box is very nice. These skates are, they're pretty soft PTFE. I do see, I don't know if you can see there. If I can get the angling of the zoom, the focus isn't going to cooperate. But they are getting scratched and worn already after 10 hours. An hour of that was on a glass pad. That was the first hour, though. I didn't notice any scratching. Most of the time, I've been playing with this on the Key 83 by Artisan, new pad. It's similar. It's. I can't imagine this being why that is. I think the skates are just soft skates. So just something to be aware of. Not a big issue. You're still going to need to put 300 hours in to wear those down to a point where you need to change them, but that's pretty much the time period I'd recommend to change any skates, unless you got some superhero skates on there from the aftermarket. Anyways, shape. My hands are 16.5 long by 12.5 wide. That's in centimeters. Yanks. I'm a Yank. Give me a Yank. Yeah, baby. Okay, I have very thick hands, though. If you can see my thumb pad and the end of my hand, very, very thick. When your hands got short fingers, muscles got to compensate to get that grip strength, right? and a whole lifetime of gaming on when I was younger on controllers. Yeah, it'll build that up. So with that in mind, it does affect the grip of the mouse, and I think that's something other reviewers take note of. I'm the first one mentioning it. Somebody should fucking measure that and come up with a system for that. Looking at you, Rocket Ninja, because you're the founder, baby. Let's come up with a system for hand thickness, because it matters. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, if you want to update your list with that would make, you could make some money off that Rocket Jump, man. Zai. Give me a shout out, though. I'd like that. That'd be sweet. Thanks, man. I love your channel. Moving on. Okay, so when I grip this mouse, I grip it in a relax. It's not exactly a relax. This is more of an aggressive. You can see the angle of my fingers are a little bit more than they would be on other mice. And it allows a little bit of an adjustment gap, so you can see for me to move up and down and wiggle it side to side a little for micro adjustments. That's nice. So when I need to, go into this mode, I can. That's really nice for when I'm static aiming and I need to move over just a little, or I need to, change the angle a little bit more to adjust it when an enemy's moving around a corner, how much space I need to give them in order to match my reaction speed and shot timing to mark that, So getting into position and then doing that little micro adjustment is very crucial for static aim games. And something that is good to have available for, a mouse of this size. Now, if your hands are, see if I can fingertip grip this. I'm pretty close to being able to fingertip grip this. So I think if your hands are 17 point, that's the room I have fingertip gripping this the way I would do it. I'd say if your hands are 17.5 long, most of that's in the fingers, you don't have weird palms, funny to say, that you're going to be able to fingertip grip this mouse pretty comfortably in, I like calling it the granddaddy long legs, or like the relaxed fingertip. Granddaddy long legs is for real weirdos. Your arms off the pad, I don't know. I've seen some people play like that, and they play real good, but I don't know how they don't get fatigued, Anyways, I think palm grip, if you have hands that are, I'm going to do a full contact palm. And that's about as full contact as I can get. I'm still having that little hump. That's so uncomfortable with my hand. But if you've got 16.5 or smaller hands, you can do a full contact palm, because I am at the limits here. Relaxed claw, you're going to, I'd say you need to be, I really enjoy having that micro distance little gap right here, optional gap, where you can just adjust the angling of your fingers. So I'm going to say if your hands are under 19.5, this is going to work for a claw grip. 18.5. This would be a good shape for claw grip if you're under that. This is skinny mouse for me. We're right on the edge of it being uncomfortable or cramping because I gotta, grip in. So I'd say the ideal width is about 10 centimeters. With longer fingers, though, that's hard for me to picture. I'd love to hear in the comments what other people who've actually used the F1 and use a claw grip, either aggressive or relaxed, and please state that. And state the measurements of your hands. Tell me what you guys feel about the width of the mouse and if it's comfortable for claw. Palm grip, I don't recommend this mouse unless you're a child. And I don't mean that in like an insulting way. If you got a kid, this is pretty good, like full-size mouse for a kid. I think they're going to grow into it and adjust and develop a good competitive grip for mice. I find like a claw grip or fingertip to be the most competitive, and if you look at most pro players, you're gonna find that as well. How I grip the mouse, the sensor is pretty well centered. It falls a little bit towards my pinky, which is in line with what I like. I like the sensor to be in between my contact points with my fingers here. I've just found that provides stability. The weight of the mouse is front heavy. It's okay. The hump, it falls pretty much like right here, just a little bit off center feeling. But when I measured it, it was, I mean, to the best of my ability, it seemed even throughout. It, like, I don't know. So far, I really like this mouse. I might even call this a review. Just my review might be 2 minutes and say, hey, watch my initial impressions. I don't see them changing for this mouse. I like this mouse. If I include it in a top 5 or a top 10 list for 2024 or of the last 5 years, it's going to be included with and side by side with the hit scan, just because they're, to me, the same mouse. They feel identical. Like everything about them, the battery time on them. I had them both at full charge, both of them plugged in. They fucking ran out of battery within minutes of each other. That's crazy. I don't know. Somebody copied somebody's homework. Whatever. We, the consumer, get these at $100 each, and they're great mice. You get to choose which companies to support. One's easier to get in certain regions, and one's easier to get in other regions. They kind of like match each other. Maybe they're, I don't know. I thought about this a lot, obviously. Like maybe they're the same dudes just trying to work the taxation system to get around tariffs and shit coming up. I don't know. We'll see. I guess that doesn't make sense because HitScan and Arbiter, they've been around 3 or 4 months. Probably been incorporated a year. I don't know. Anyways, I recommend this mouse. Right now, we're leaning towards yes. Wait for my final review. I'll try and put 20 hours as my minimum for review time on a product before I give it my final review. As I said, I'm at like 11 on this. I'm enjoying playing on it, so I'm going to put that full time in just to make sure. I'm going to try and use it more on a glass pad and on its own corresponding Leviathan pad later today, and that way I can get my initial impressions on that pad out tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah. I've been loving it on this Key 83. It's hard to complain about. I don't have grips on it. It says a lot about it. And if this might become when I'm not reviewing mouse, my main rotation. Stays clean. Yeah. I can't find much to complain about. That's a good thing. I find the similarity between the hit scan interesting. Whatever, it's good products. Consumers benefit from it. Cool. All right, guys, and gals, and animals, if you're really smart animals, whatever. Thanks for watching. If I've earned it, like, subscribe, let your friends know. I really appreciate it. I really love reading you guys' comments and the kind words. It keeps me going, keeps me doing this. So sometimes this is difficult to do. You get products in that are, I buy all my products myself. I don't get any freebies. And, spending $100 or so on a product you hate and having to use it sucks. It's a terrible thing, especially when you got awesome products in front of you or a fucking 3-foot stack of them behind you. 4-foot stack, literally. Luckily, that table has an 800-pound capacity. Okay, I digress. Thanks for watching. FragWatch out. I'm recording the hit scan initial impressions immediately following this, and it's gonna be pretty similar to this. Watch both. Let me know if you can spot any differences between the two in my little initial impressions. Make fun of me. Love you guys. Thanks. Bye.